Two of us from Arventa at the same dinner. Me, the rep, Marcus, the MSL, same company, same drug, same table, completely different role for the evening. Here's how this works. The event tonight is a promotional speaker program. That means it's my event, my responsibility. Dr. Patel is presenting approved slides to oncology prescribers. Marcus is here because a physician at this dinner has already submitted a medical information request that the team agreed required MSL follow-up. He's here for that specific, pre-approved purpose, not to support my commercial agenda. During the event, Marcus does not answer clinical questions from the floor as if he were the product's scientific representative. He does not supplement the speaker's presentation. He does not add data that wasn't in the approved deck. If a physician asks him an off-label question directly during Q&A, he steps out of the promotional event context and offers to connect individually after. After the event, we debrief, but within strict limits. I can tell him which physicians had scientific questions that would benefit from MSL follow-up. I cannot tell him to target those physicians commercially. He cannot tell me what physicians said to him scientifically. The firewall isn't just a rule. It protects the integrity of both functions. When physicians know that the MSL is genuinely independent from commercial, they talk differently to the MSL. And that scientific intelligence is worth protecting. Pre-approved MSL presence at promotional events. An MSL may attend a promotional field event only for a specific, pre-approved purpose, typically a follow-up to an existing medical information request. MSL attendance cannot be routinely requested by sales as a way to add scientific credibility to promotional events. Separate role clarity at joint events. When an MSL and a rep are both present, each must operate strictly within their respective roles. The MSL does not supplement the speaker's promotional presentation. The rep does not direct the MSL's scientific conversations. Role confusion in front of physicians undermines both functions. Off-label question, handling with both present. When an off-label question arises at a joint event, the MSL may offer to follow up individually, but must exit the promotional context to do so. The MSL responding to an off-label question within the promotional event would blur the medical-commercial boundary and potentially compromise the non-promotional character of the scientific exchange. Information sharing limits after joint events. After a joint event, the rep may flag physicians who express scientific interest for appropriate MSL follow-up, but cannot relay confidential scientific information the MSL gathered. The MSL cannot share scientific insights with the commercial team in ways that would direct commercial targeting. Institutional trust value of the firewall. Physicians who interact with both the rep and the MSL adjust their candor based on their perception of independence. If an MSL is seen as a commercial extension of the rep, physicians stop sharing genuine clinical questions and data gaps, destroying the intelligence value of the MSL function. Same program, different platform. Virtual speaker programs run under the same PHRMA code principles as in-person events, but the execution has its own set of wrinkles. What stays the same? Approved speaker, approved slides, fair balance required, HCP-only attendance, Sunshine Act reporting for any provided meal, off-label questions handled the same way, agentforce documentation, sign-in equivalent. What changes? Attendance verification. In a restaurant, I can see who walks in. Online, I need to verify that the person who joined is actually the physician I invited. Registration data, unique login links, and attendance tracking tools replace the physical sign-in sheet. The meal question. At an in-person program, the meal is provided at the venue. At a virtual program, some companies provide a meal delivery service, sending a pre-approved restaurant gift card or food delivery to attendees. This still counts as a transfer of value, still reportable under Sunshine Act. Some companies choose not to provide meals at virtual events to avoid the logistics and tracking complexity. Engagement. Virtual events have lower engagement than in person. Physicians are at their desk. Their inbox is one click away. Program design matters more: polls, case discussions, structured Q&A. Recording. If the event is recorded for playback, it must go through an additional PRC review before it can be used or shared. The live event was approved. The recording becomes a new piece of promotional material. Virtual is not a compliance shortcut. It's a different set of logistics with the same compliance obligations. Virtual event attendance verification. In the absence of a physical sign-in sheet, virtual events use registration data, unique access links, and platform attendance logs to document which HCPs attended and for how long. These records serve the same compliance function as sign-in sheets at in-person events. Virtual meal delivery compliance. When companies provide meal delivery, restaurant gift cards, food delivery services to virtual event attendees, these constitute transfers of value reportable under the Sunshine Act. The per-person value must still meet the modest meal standard, and physician names and amounts must be accurately captured. Recording and secondary use. A live-approved promotional event is approved for that specific live execution. Recording the event and subsequently distributing or replaying, it creates a new promotional piece that requires independent PRC review and approval before any secondary use. Platform requirements. Virtual speaker program platforms must meet company security and compliance requirements, including access control to prevent non-HCP attendance, recording capabilities for audit purposes, and integration with CRM systems for attendance documentation. Engagement design for virtual programs. Virtual format requires more deliberate program design to maintain HCP engagement, structured case discussions, polling questions, breakout Q&A, since the environmental cues that keep physicians present in a restaurant setting, social obligation, meal, face-to-face interaction, are absent in a virtual context. Two events, same room, same physician audience, completely different compliance rules. Disease awareness event, the topic is PDL1 testing in NSCLC, no drug named, no company logo on the slides. We discuss why testing rates in NSCLC remain below what guidelines recommend, what barriers exist in the pathology workflow, how early testing affects time to treatment, no product promotion, no approved slides required, no fair balance statement, no PRC review for the content. This event serves an educational purpose that exists independently of whether the physician prescribes immunonco. Improving testing rates benefits every patient regardless of which drug they eventually receive. Promotional event, we name the drug, we present the clinical data, the approved slide deck, the fair balance, the PRC stamp, the speaker agreement, the Sunshine Act reporting. Here's where companies get into trouble. Running what's labeled a disease awareness event, but with content so narrowly focused on the biomarker threshold that happens to define the exact patient population for your drug, that the FDA or OIG considers it disguised promotion. The test. Would this event make sense if your drug didn't exist? If the answer is no, it's promotional, and it needs to be treated as such. A genuine disease awareness program educates broadly. It can mention the class of treatment. It cannot drive physicians toward a specific product without the compliance infrastructure to support it. The line is real, and the FTC and FDA both know how to find it. Disease awareness program definition. An educational program that focuses on a disease state, patient population, or diagnostic challenge without naming or promoting a specific drug. Disease awareness programs must be genuinely educational, not structured to drive physicians toward a specific product through implication rather than explicit promotion. Disease awareness compliance framework. Legitimate disease awareness programs do not require PRC-approved content, fair balance statements, or Sunshine Act reporting for food provided. However, they must be genuinely non-promotional. If a pharma company funds a disease awareness event that appears designed to generate product demand, regulators can reclassify it as promotion. The disguised promotion risk. FDA and OIG have both issued guidance warning against programs that appear to be disease awareness, but are designed to promote a specific drug indirectly. Through narrow patient population focus, selective biomarker thresholds that match the drug's indication, or disease management content closely mirroring approved promotional messaging. The counterfactual test. A useful internal compliance test for disease awareness programs. Would this program make sense and have the same content if the sponsoring company's drug didn't exist? If the answer is no, the program is functionally promotional and should be treated as such, with full PRC review and PHRMA code compliance, FTC and FDA jurisdiction. The Federal Trade Commission has jurisdiction over deceptive advertising, including programs that disguise promotional intent as educational content. The FDA has authority over promotional communications by drug manufacturers. Both agencies have taken action against manufacturers for misclassified promotional activities.